Today on Let's Fish TV, we have a very special episode for you. We're highlighting some of the biggest fish catches over the year so far. Let me tell you guys, there's been a bunch of big ones. And as you can tell, I'm on the lake today, but I'm not on the lake working. Today, I'm out fun fishing, and y'all are gonna get to watch all those big catches. Guys, you're not gonna miss today. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That's a big one right there.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
You ever caught a fish that big?
No! Got him.
Another day. There you go. Another redfish. Got him. Now, that's what Let's Fish TV is all about right there, guys. Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today we have a very special episode for you. Today we're gonna have a look back all through the first part of the season and looking at some of the biggest fish catches so far this year. Guys, let me just tell you, in case you've missed some of them, there's some huge fish in a bunch of different species. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region. Meantime, I'm gonna get my boat launched. I'm going fun fishing, and we'll toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hello everyone, these lunar tables are indicating good game fish activity for both days this weekend. Peak morning hours begin very early, around 3:38 on Saturday and 4:21 on Sunday morning. Prime afternoon activity will begin around 4:03 on Saturday and 4:46 on Sunday. Keep an eye on your local area's sunrise and sunset times, with the sun rising around 6:59 and setting at 8:03. Evenings will feature a moon that is 71% visible. Stay in the loop with Let's Fish TV's latest fishing adventures and tips by joining us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Next up, we have a really cool bass segment. We're looking back at some of the biggest bass that have been caught this year. Can't think of a better person to start with than Todd Castledine at Lake Fork, catching big ones off a bed.
Barely hooked. I got a big old hole in her. I set the hook maybe a little too hard. Oh, we got her though. That big one. Woo-hoo. Look at that. I might have set the hook in it too hard. I got a good hook set, but man, I created a big old hole in her. She'd be all right. What's really cool, man, she's eating something. She's got a big, I don't know if you can see it, got a big tail sticking out of her. So you come to Lake Fork for, still full of eggs. Everyone always asks about catching bedding fish. Didn't hurt anything. That fish is still all full of eggs. It hadn't spawned yet. Anytime you catch a big female like that, it hadn't spawned on a bed. So you let her go, she'll go right back to that bed. Don't hurt a thing. You know, there's a male in there too. We're gonna catch him as well. But just kind of frogging down the bank, happen to see these two. You know, this male should maybe bite. You know, I shook it off a couple times. It's sitting right in there. Let's see if I can catch it. It should bite on this one cast. Man, you know, this time of the year, it kind of gets hard sometimes. Fish get on beds like that. You can see, probably spent, you know, over 100 casts flipping at this one fish. And I finally just got her to react. She got up there on the bed. She really wasn't ever on the bed. And I finally got her up there. It's just a fun way to catch big ones this time of year. I mean, I love it. Sight fishing to me is one of the most fun ways to catch them. Almost boat flipped it. Try to get in the boat. In the mouth as well. My little bad one. Let him go as well. He'll go right back over there. That female's already back over there. I can see her right there. Didn't hurt a thing. Good old fork bed fishing. Bed fishing and frog fishing. I can do the two things and spend the rest of my life doing that, and I'll be just fine.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report. This week brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina, the leader in water sports along the Grand Strand. Live like a local and enjoy the best fishing, the best ecotourism of the year. Visit crazysister.com, come down and book your trip for the fall. But let's talk saltwater. I'll tell you what, so many things going on. One thing I don't talk a lot about is shrimp baiting, something that's big here in South Carolina. Of course, make sure you follow those regulations, but right now, Winyah Bay, down at Cape Romaine, Bulls Bay, incredible places, whether it's daytime or nighttime, they are producing a lot of big shrimp. You want to get out and have a great time. It's a lot of work, but follow those regulations, get out, and it's really rewarding to fill that 45 quart full of some beautiful shrimp. But I'll tell you what, also on the nearshore reefs right now, we're starting to see the bigger Spanish mackerel, but big baits, 5 to 6 inch artificials, big mullet, big menhaden. Great baits. Get on top of that structure, fish all around it. Keep moving. Make sure you don't get stuck in one spot. These fish could all be laid up on one piece of structure, on a couple smaller pieces, but keep moving around. You're gonna have a great time right now if you get out and enjoy this great weather. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina. And remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
The next catch was castled on again on a brand new lake. He was the very first TV show that ever aired on that particular lake. Bodark here in northern Texas, catching biggins on a frog.
Whew. I got him. Oh, big one too. Oh, stay on that tree. She ate it too that time. Oh, look at that big one. Woo, woo. Guys, look at that. That thing might be 18 inches and it's a 5-pounder. Look at that. Look at how wide that thing is. So I don't really want to, I know that some things are going on up here. Texas Parks and Wildlife are stocking this place. And I heard there's something called like the Lone Star bass or something. That's what they're stocking this thing with. They don't even look normal. They're so short, but they're so fat. And that one is a pre-spawner right there, guys. That's why they're hitting so soft. That fish hit once. I just kept on going pretty slow, walking it. She come back and ate it. Look at that, fish hasn't spawned yet. That is a 4.5 to 5-pounder that is probably 18.5 inches long. So many things go on this time of the year. We got a shad spot going on because the water's in the 70s. So I'm really trying to key in on some of these green bushes up here, but yet I still have pre-spawn bass biting. So either way, they're moving up with the high water. We've got the green stuff in the water that the shad are spawning on. We got some clouds, we got some wind, we got a lot going on. It's very hard sometimes this time of year to try to figure out what's going on in the terms of like, are you catching pre-spawners, spawners? I mean, I just caught a spawner over there. Pre-spawners, the other one right before that was a post-spawner. I mean, there's a lot going on this time of the year, but it's kind of cool when you can catch all of them at the same time. That means you're really on something. Bodark Lake, I mean, look around me, guys. You don't get to fish too many lakes that are new like this, that have all this new flooded stuff. And if you look out there, look at the trees. I mean, this goes on for miles, guys. It's an unbelievable place. Pretty fun.
Last up, I went back down to South Florida, flipping and pitching in heavy, heavy vegetation, catching giants. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a giant. I mean, a giant. Oh. Goodness gracious. Come here, you big joker. Oh. Talk about a way to start the day. Oh my goodness. That is an absolute monster. You know, we're gonna have to weigh this thing, guys. I mean, this thing is absolutely enormous. Welcome to Let's Fish TV. Punching up some giants here in Florida. Whew, I thought it was like a 3-pounder when I hooked it. I'm not gonna lie. That is incredible. All right, guys, let's get a weight on this thing. 7 pounds, 6 ounces. First fish of the day. We're in Kenansville, Florida. Fishing a place that I've known for a long time as Jurassic Park. Oh my gosh, first fish, monster.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Power Pull, Total Boat Control. Balls Out, made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on, challenge your limits.
Look how big that fish is right there. He's big as my hand. And probably about 10.5 inches long.
One of my favorite trips of the year this year was going offshore reel kill charters out of Gulf Shores, Alabama, catching snapper and amberjack. I love going offshore, and that trip definitely made me love it even more. Logan is hooked up from reel kill charters with a pretty sizable fish. Just a few minutes ago, he was out actually jigging a spoon?
It was a vertical jig.
Vertical jig, and hooked up into a really big fish, and it actually broke his line. Now we're re-hooked up, and today we've kind of ranged in species from amberjack to we've caught some snapper, grouper, things like that. We're not quite sure what this one's going to be quite yet. Not yet. That's the cool thing about fishing out here, is you really never know what you're going to catch. You know, we got sharked earlier a few times, and that was pretty awesome. You know, I've always heard of people getting sharked, and honestly, I might have been sharked before, but not as many times as we were the first thing this morning. There was one, I'm gonna tell you exactly what we were doing. I was fishing that electric reel, and I got about halfway up, and the fish was not a very big fish. And I was like, okay, I see color. And I look down, and I see this small snapper on there, and this 9 or 10 foot shark just streaks out of nowhere and eats it. And it was really awesome. Probably the coolest experience of the day so far, and I can just see it down there just shaking and thrashing, and eventually broke our line. But, well, here we got color.
Big snapper.
Big snapper. Logan's hooked up with a, wow, really big snapper.
Come here, girl.
There we go.
Awesome, beautiful fish.
Yeah, we're not in snapper season right now, so we're gonna have to release this fish back. But an awesome fish. I mean, this is kind of what Gulf Shores has to offer. I mean, and once it hits snapper season, that's gonna be a gold mine right there. Be a really good fish. But what he's doing here is he's actually fizzing the fish. And so what this is gonna allow the fish to do is get back down there and live to fight another day.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my favorite part of the show, the Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia Coastal Fishing Report. This segment's brought to you by me, Captain Patrick Armisen with Ugly Fishing. You can check out my website at uglyfishing.com. You can book online as well as some money-saving opportunities on the homepage with Salt's Gone, lurenet.com, and Pure Flats Fishing created the Slick Lure. The Slick Lure is product right now to be throwing for redfish, flounder, speckled trout. The redfish in the Alabama areas have been really keying in on submerged vegetation and marsh grass. Throwing popping corks with live shrimp, bull minnows, finger mullet are all working well for redfish right now. You can just about throw the kitchen sink at them and at least catch you a couple of redfish. Greg Hildreth with Georgia Fishing Charters said the bite's been slow since the storm. Said they had a tremendous amount of rain over the course of while that storm was coming through their area. He said the inshore bite for speckled trout has actually remained pretty good, whereas he feels like the freshwater really influenced pushing out the tarpon that were in the area. Ronnie Daniels, Fisherman Guide Service, said the fishing has been really good all year. He said the flounder are in good numbers. They're seeing quite a few at night when they're going gigging. He said they're also targeting speckled trout over grass beds using live croakers. That's how they're catching their larger speckled trout. And he said they're going for their numbers in the marsh, like in the Biloxi Marsh, throwing popping corks with soft plastics underneath. He said that's a great way to get the numbers in the boat. Hey y'all, thanks for checking out this week's report. Y'all remember, only keep what you need, leave the rest, and God bless.
Next up, we got Wally Marshall catching a smaller species of fish, catching big bluegill in Texas using the Teensy series from Strike King, a brand new series. Dude, he was catching monster bluegill, but in comparison to that snapper, a little bit smaller.
Ooh, this is pulling like a freight train. Hear that drag? Ooh, that might be a big old crappie. He ain't going in a circle. Look at this cab over now. My old grandpa called them cab overs, but this right here looks like a copper nose brim. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Get in here. Man, when they get sideways like that, look at that copper nose on him. You see that right there? Right there on the front of him? Man, that's a big old hog. You know, I'm loaded up with 4-pound test and throwing this little 32nd ounce jig with that teensy tail on there. This time of year, you know, bluegill will bed up and spawn on the new moons and also on the full moons. Look how big that fish is right there. He's big as my hand and probably about 10.5 inches long. You know, this right here, we're in the middle of the summer. We're talking about the 1st of July, and it's the perfect time to go bluegill fishing, or like this one right here, a big copper nose. But you know, it's gonna get up to like 100 degrees today, so be careful when you're out on the lake. Drink plenty of water, get hydrated before you go to the lake, drink plenty of water, Gatorade, etc. and come out here and have you some fun. We're over in East Texas. Man, I'm telling you what, you cannot beat it. We got a lot of lily pads we may fish today, and I love to catch these big monsters out of lily pads. Right now, we're catching them off a vertical structure and a little bit of brush down there, and that's probably where they're bedding, right there on the bottom of that. We're in like 6 foot of water. All right, here we go. Go back, little buddy.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Strike King, Tie One On, and by Glacier Outdoors since 1982.
All right, guys, first catch of the night.
Let's
Not
go.
a bad one. What is this?
This is a blacktip shark.
Okay.
Actually a female, and it looks like she's a little bit pregnant.
Next up, we were catching sharks off the beach at night, guys. Easily my favorite trip of the year at Gulf Shores, Alabama. I will do that one again next year. Y'all just, I can't wait to show y'all a massive shark.
Hit him. Real.
Come on, baby, get him.
Here we go.
Real fast.
I probably should have done a little bit of working out before I came down here, because I don't think it's a big one. I can't imagine what it's like to catch a big one.
The closer he gets, the easier it is going to be for him to shake the hook. So just anytime it goes pretty slack, just
Double it.
catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. We're about 25 yards out now.
All right, we're at leader right now. Do I keep going?
No, that's just the mono top shot. Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
All right, we'll go ahead and clip you out. You can go down there.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right, guys, first catch of the night.
Let's
Not
go.
a bad one. What is this?
This is a blacktip shark.
Okay.
Actually a female, and it looks like she's a little bit pregnant. So we want to take care of her, and we'll get her
Okay.
right back in.
Awesome. That was an awesome fight.
So just hand here.
Okay.
So place your left hand here.
Okay.
and then right hand on top real firm.
Okay.
And as long as you're walking back, if she starts doing squirrely stuff, just when you turn, just give her a little,
Yeah.
a little slow.
All right. All right, guys, we're getting this shark back in the water.
But as soon as you get near that way, pull and kind of swing, get her head turned, give her a twist. She's gone, baby.
There she goes.
Nice release, dude.
Heck
Nice
yeah.
work.
Not bad, not bad. Lastly, you joined Brody. He was catching big reds, those perfect slot tournament reds out of Galveston. Man, I was so jealous of that one.
Man, the good Lord is liking us. We got a gator in the background, pretty sunrise. It's slicked off and picturesque. It's very, very, there he is. Feels like a really nice fish. He's just hooked funny. He's not that big, but he's a good one. They fight and fight and fight. He's not hooked good. You can see the whole bait. I'm gonna really play him. Come on. Play nice, play nice, play nice. Come on, get a little bit more. There we go. That's another good fish. These fish are better than what I've been catching in here the last couple days. This is a fish that's right up against the upper slot. In Texas, you have a slot limit that's between 20 and 28 inches long, and so you need those fish to fit a slot that's that big. Oh man! All right. Stop. That's a great fish. Another fish that's right there in the upper slot. He is a little over 7 pounds. So we'd have a decent tournament morning right now. At least a decent bag.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach Tourism. Let's fish on Alabama's beaches. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Guys, I really hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. It was a great look back at a mid-season report, looking at all those big fish catches. I've got to stop real quick and say a huge thank you to the group of people that work with us behind the scenes, whether it be the guest hosts, the reporters, my editor, my social media people, all of them. Without those people, this wouldn't be successful. They make my job 10 times easier. Big shout out though to all my guest hosts this year so far. I've had some amazing ones and some great catches. Guys, the year's halfway through. We're finishing up this season. I just got done filming an awesome series in Arkansas that I can't wait for y'all to see. We've got even bigger and better things coming down the pipe. So guys, that's a wrap for today's episode. And until next time, I'll see you on the water.